we don't get a tornado, I think this is going to be a destructive storm no matter what in the Houston area, and as well as Bel Air, where again this area of velocities that stretches from Jersey Village back down just north of a leaf, that area of wind here is still estimated to be around 80 to 100 miles per hour, a little bit off the ground, which probably again translates to damaging winds at the surface between 70 to 85 miles per hour. So regardless of there being a tornado, this is still a very destructive storm right now that is going to be heading right into Houston, Texas. So again, if you are in this tornado warning, you need to be taking this seriously. It does not matter if it produces a tornado or not. We are still going to be seeing significant, or not significant damage, but at least some destructive damage to potentially shingles. Trees could fall down. We could have power lines that fall down. I mean, all those sorts of things are in play with this sort of wind speed. Again, 80-mile-per-hour winds are essentially like a strong EF0 tornado. It's not really different. It's straight line winds, but you know what I mean. It's, again, still a relatively significant threat here that's rolling right into Houston right now. Check CC. Yeah, still nothing definitive here. I mean, again, we don't have a definitive. We've not had a definitive debris signature at all with this. You know, with that said, again, you know, even if there wasn't a tornado, again, we could still see very significant damaging winds roll right into this area. So it is still a very dangerous storm, no matter what happens in the Houston area. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is a tornado warning. Again, very populated area. It's Houston, Texas. Approximately 2 million people in the warning. Again, if you're tuning in from this area, make sure you're seeking shelter. If you have any friends or family in this pink polygon, give them a call or text and make sure that they're in their safe place. Luckily, this is happening during the day and not the night. Because if this was happening during the night, it could be much worse and much more dangerous, and a lot of people would be sleeping. But luckily, it's daytime. Most people should be awake. So again, if you are in this pink polygon, just make sure you're seeking shelter. If you know any friends or family here, again, give them a call or text and make sure that they're in their safe place as well. But yeah, I mean, the wind is just insane on this. The storm relative velocities, which I think are going to be a bit more accurate here, are showing about 90-mile-per-hour winds. So still really strong winds here, moving right into Houston. Now, again, the normal high-res velocities are showing upwards of 110 miles per hour. I don't think it's that high, just for the record, but I do think they're closer to 80 to 90 miles per hour moving right into Houston. And even surrounding areas could still see that threat. So if you're in Humble or Kingwood or Spring, or Leaf or Pasadena, you should all be in your safe place. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning, which is the yellow box here, includes this entire area. So if you're anywhere in that yellow box, you should be taking the same precautions as if you were in a tornado warning, because we're, again, going to have some trees falling more than likely from this. We're also going to have flying debris potentially, so flying trampolines in play. You don't want a trampoline going right through your window when you have your TikTok out trying to, you know, get a video for TikTok or whatever. Again, you want to be seeking shelter. You want to be staying away from windows and, again, on the lowest floor possible. And, you know, just unfortunately, this entire storm right now is just producing significant damaging winds. That goes up and down from Tomball all the way back down towards the Leaf. It's a very large area that's dealing with the most significant wind threat right now. Even the close-up radar site is still showing that 80-plus mile-per-hour wind speeds going right into the Houston area. And it looks like the highest of the wind will be going right into Houston, or it might just be on the south or west side of Houston. And so, again, unfortunately, this is going into a very, very populated and very, very densely populated area in Houston. All right, what time is it right now? All right, 6:22. So this is the latest radar scan. I'm not seeing any sort of debris signature right now. Or maybe we are. Wait. What is this right here? We might have something. Just north of Hunter's Creek. Trying to line this up here. Is this new? Alright, that might just be a glitch. It's hard to tell. If we do a tornado, that actually could be near Jersey Village, though. There's no really tightening there on the velocities. So it's definitely not definitive if we have a tornado there. But again, there could be a tornado anywhere just east of Jersey Village. And I'll be going towards Houston. Can't really confirm it, though. I'm going to see if I can try to... We got another radar scan coming in now, so we'll see if that kind of matches up 2 scans in a row. Velocities were not really strong there, so I don't think it is, but... Alright, they have just condensed the tornado warning. It is still ongoing. Again, it is still radar indicated if you are in Houston, Bel Air, just south of Mount Houston as well. It includes areas like Highland Heights, near Northwest, Spring Branch West, Hunters Creek Village, Interstate 610. All those areas included again in this tornado warning. Let me see if we can get another let me look at the latest radar scan here. Yeah, I'm not seeing that debris signature, so I think that was just a glitch there. But regardless, we still have very strong winds, and we still could get a tornado at any time. The heart of this storm is going to be moving right into Houston over the next about 6 or 7 minutes. Again, this is a very fast-moving area of storms. It'll basically be out of here in the blink of an eye. So it's moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. If you're in Houston, Belair, you need to be in your storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. It's going to be heading towards Pasadena in about 10 to 15 minutes. Down the road, this particular area of rotation will be moving towards areas like League City and Baytown. So if you're in those locations, have that tornado action plan ready, as that activity could still produce a tornado down the road as this activity of storms moves down to the southeast. Sounds like a lot of people are losing power. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about power loss in the chat. By the way, this is Storm Runner Media right now inside of the storm. Wow. That's like the wind core right there. I don't know how in the world they can even see.
We didn't enter into the back.
Look at that wind. I'm not sure where my radar is. Alright. Try to get the radar on here. Now, if you're a student, this is the tornado warning near Houston. And that's a live view of the very strong winds in this area near Tomball, Texas. That's, again, just a little bit north of this particular tornado warning, but it gives you a good representation of what this storm is actively doing in real time, even if you're not in the tornado warning.
Because we're on the backside of it.
It's just absolutely bananas there. No, we do not have a rail cam for this particular area. All right, we'll have them at the bottom right. Again, this is the tornado warning. If you're in Houston, you need to seek shelter. Again, Houston, Texas. That rotation, if we do get a tornado, it's going to be moving right into Houston over the next few minutes. If there is a tornado, it's going to be right about there. It'll be moving right into Houston if we have one. Again, nothing confirmed, but if we did have one, that is where that particular tornado would be located. And again, that is currently moving down to the southeast, and it'll eventually go towards Pasadena and South Houston. We have another radar site that is also close up. We don't really have a view of the velocities. They're just kind of just not being picked up. The wind is just so high you can't even see it. The other radar site that we have had up to the north that we were looking at earlier, again, I'm just not really seeing much here, being able to really depict any sort of tornado because the velocities are just not picking up because of how strong the winds are, one, and then, two, also the range. But again, if we do have a tornado, it would be going right into Houston. Velocities on radar are still estimating around 120 miles per hour. Again, I don't think the winds are that high, but we very easily could have an area of activity here that has damaging winds as high as 85 to maybe even 90 miles per hour, going right into the metro of Houston, near Belair, and just south of Scenic Woods. So, again, this will eventually go towards Pasadena and the South Houston area. Again, if you're in the pink polygon, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. I have another radar scan coming in. We'll go to that in a second. Again, this is live right now from Storm Runner Media, who is basically inside of this area of storms. They're just a little to the north of this particular very strong wind area. Or actually, now they are in Houston. Are they in Houston?
Overview, and then it had me click on.
Okay, so they're kind of just southeast. They're kind of near Jersey Village. So they're on the back side of this tornado warning.
All the forecasts.
They were originally in Tomball. They're not anymore. Let's talk about where they are currently.
It takes an hour and 4 minutes to get there.
I mean, they are basically going into the core of this storm right now.
That's what I have, Baytown.
And just an update, by the way, still no debris signature. Bottom right of your screen is that storm about to move right into Houston. We have a huge surge of wind going right into Houston in a moment. Let me go back to the radar here. Is anybody, by the way, in Jersey Village? I'm just curious. Is anybody in Jersey Village? Has anybody, like, anybody have any reports if you're in Jersey Village? Because, I mean, the surge of wind that we just had went through Jersey Village, so I'm just kind of curious if you're in that area, if you did end up seeing any sort of really significant winds there. Because, unfortunately, the, you know, highest area wind is going to be going right into Houston here in a moment. I'm in Jersey Village, it's hailing hard. Yeah, people, those, I saw a driver go by, they were driving way too fast in the rain. Hydroplaning is a big issue. Here's the latest radar scan. So again, I'm not seeing any sort of really strong rotation. What I am seeing is very destructive wind speeds. Again, the velocities have been really high on this storm. I mean, we're still talking about the potential for damaging winds that could be as high as 80 to 90 miles per hour going right into Houston. So if you are in Houston, you need to make sure that you're seeking shelter away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. The highest area of wind is going to be going right into the downtown and heart, essentially, of Houston. So this is a very dangerous situation. Even if we don't get a tornado, we are still seeing a potential for really significant damaging winds here. And unfortunately, you know, the brightest colors here, that bright pink there, that is where we're looking at for perhaps upwards of, again, 80, 90 to maybe even an isolated spot near 100 mile per hour winds going right into Houston. Now, the hope is that this radar is just exaggerating and, you know, hopefully it's completely off, but you know, we haven't had any sort of verification here on that wind speed. The radar, or the severe thunderstorm warning that they issued was destructive at 80 mile per hour winds. That was not too long ago, so I still think that this area in particular is probably where the highest wind speeds are. Even if they're not at 100, they're probably at least still around 80 miles per hour or so, which will still cause a relatively significant amount of damage to shingles, to trees, to even potentially power lines. It's essentially like a large EF0 tornado that's ripping through this area with just the wind. Kind of trying to put that in perspective, because that's basically what this is. Straight line winds can be just as dangerous as a tornado, just for reference. At least like a lower end tornado. Obviously, it's not going to flatten homes in this case, unless you're in a mobile home. That's possible, but it's not going to flatten homes per se with winds like this that are just going in a straight line. But again, it could cause damage. If there's hail, there could be some wind-driven hail. If there's any sort of trampoline flying or whatever, that could obviously go into your window too. So you want to make sure that you're staying away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. I am watching to see if Storm Runner Media does see any power flashes as well. I've got to say, though, they're on like the northern side.